Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mike Reed here, and welcome back to another toy review by yours truly. Sorry, I had a brain fart there for like a split second. But anyways, today we got another toy review for you guys, and it's another Beyblade review. This is the one I referenced in my Super Satan video, or Super Satan or Super Satomb review. Today we have the full combo of Satan. This is Curse Satomb, or Curse Satan, S6. So, as you guys can see, we have the Burst logo. I have our poor, sad Sap Spear Dullahan getting ripped apart by Curse Satan right there. We get a really nice art render of him too, which is really nice. And the main perks about this Beyblade are, for this one at least, is that even though, yes, just like Hasbro's typical stuff, they're lacking detail. You can see my Switch Joy-Cons in the background. But anyway, what was I saying? Right. This thing actually has all the gimmicks on it, which is really, really good. So I'm really happy about that. So kudos to Hasbro for actually keeping the gimmicks. So moving on to the back of the box, we have the logo right there, Curse Satomb, and we actually have the defense type symbol right there. We have the SpeedStorm / sparking chip. We have our ring. We have our forged disc, and then we have our driver, Universe SpeedStorm, or just Universe. So anyway, we have the shock-absorbing perimeter right there, which basically means that it has the rollers, just like its prior evolution, that being Christ Satan, or as you guys may know him in Hasbro as Kinetic Satomb. Then right here we have the stats, which, again, don't bother reading these because they are rubbish. So with the box out of the way, let's take a look at the Beyblade itself. So here he is. Curse Satan, very, very nice. So let's take a look at him now, part by part, starting with the sparking chip, which is, and if I can actually get the other one over here, hold on. Give me a second, guys, trying to get it out. There we go. There we have the chip, there we go. And shift the camera a little bit, which is Satan. So, as you can see, it does look very, very nice. We do have the nice gold, green, black, and purple right there, which is, of course, very iconic colors of Satan, at least from his original depiction, which was all the way back in 2017 with Beyblade Burst Gods, Christ Satan. So there you go. And he was one of the first new characters of that season too, so that's pretty cool. So you can definitely see where it got the design from. So it's kind of sad that it took us till last year to finally get us another evolution of Satan. Yeah. But at least we have him now, so that's pretty cool. And on the back we have the QR code, which is kind of peeling off a little bit. There we go. Gotta adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. So we have the QR code, so you can scan it into the game. If the camera will focus. Focus. Focus you. Focus on the QR code. Thank you. Okay, it's focusing on it now. So you guys can scan it into the game. Very, very nice. Next, we have the ring, which is Curse. And Curse looks very, very nice. We do have this sort of black and green going on. Of course, it is missing some detail, like there are supposed to be stickers on the wings here. And actually, I did get the stickers on the blades here, these little spiky bits, so that's really nice. And I think that's really about it that's missing. And also, it doesn't come with one defense, which was a single chassis, but then again, they don't do chassis for Hasbro. So you guys can see the gimmick clearly is the little rollers here. So instead of having 3 like on the original, they've now been divided into 5 little quadrants here. And the whole gimmick is that when you hit, these rollers are supposed to deflect the attack and basically roll the attack off of it. So essentially, it's supposed to be a burst prevention because it doesn't. Instead of the Beyblade hitting and it actually sliding it back, instead it'll just hit the roller and then just slide away from the roller, thus preventing any sort of severe contact being made at those points, thus risking the chance of a burst. So that's really, really nice. And again, for a quick comparison, here it is again with Christ Satan. So you guys can see the 3 original rollers, which these rollers didn't do much, but thankfully on Curse, from what I've heard, the rollers are actually way more effective now because instead of them being 3 of them sort of tightly compact into these little discs, now they're actual wheels, so they're going to stick a lot better. And I believe on the Japanese they were rubber, and I think on this one they're plastic. I don't remember. or maybe it was plastic on the Japanese. I can't remember with these. I'm fairly confident that in the Japanese these were rubber. I'm fairly certain. But of course, if they were, Hasbro completely nerfed it and made it plastic. But still, I'm glad that at least on this revision of Satan, and here it is with the chip inside, just so you can see how that looks. The rollers are actually good. I'm glad about that. So kudos to Takara for actually getting the roller gimmick right this time. And also, I forgot to quickly compare the chip to the one from the Super Satan combo, so you guys can see how those look together. Very, very nice. Next, we have the disc, which is Hurricane. Now, Hurricane originally came from Bushin Ashura, or as you guys might know him in the English as Bushin Ashindra. Yeah, that's where he came in, and that's where this disc came in. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, the whole gimmick of this, at least in the Japanese, was that in the Japanese release, is that there was a plastic outer disc, and what it would do is it would roll around and act similar to the rollers on the on the curse ring, thus again preventing bursts. But in practice, because of how little contact Beyblades actually make with the discs of a combo, that gimmick is kind of useless. It's fun to mess with, but that's really about it. That, and for this particular combo, at least in the Japanese release, it actually oddly makes it really difficult to actually lock him together. And this is further, amplified by the driver, which is Universe SpeedStorm. Now, Universe is a very, very interesting driver because it's similar to Yard, and it's also similar to Tornado Wyvern's rolling wheel kind of gimmick on its layer. And all in all, it's just a really funky looking thing. And I'm just really glad it exists because it's just so bizarre. So the gimmick with Universe, as you guys can see, it does have this little roller bit. And the whole gimmick with this is similar to, again, those Beyblade gimmicks I mentioned. It's supposed to help prevent bursts and also help increase stability. So that's kind of interesting. So see, this part moves and then this part moves. And also it has the SpeedStorm metal on it right there and there. So it's significantly heavier than other drivers. And also this is where this driver originally debuted from, was from this combo. Just in case anyone here actually didn't know that, which most of you probably didn't. And here's the logo for Universe on the top of the driver, if you'll focus. So see, it's showing how the driver spins around because it has little arrows indicating the rotation gimmick of the parts there. So once we actually slide him together, and again, he's kind of, why didn't he go together right? Hold on, guys. There we go. Okay, the slopes on him are relatively tight, so that's actually really nice. The slopes aren't super, super loose on this one, unlike this one, which I actually had to modify with, Crazy Glue, because it just kept bursting all the time. So, but anyhow, here we have the full combo of Curse Satan or Curse Satomb. Absolutely fantastic. And again, I'm glad that we got this from Hasbro because this guy was initially released as a random booster prize in Japan, which I hate that about Takara because they always release the coolest Beyblades, or at least the ones that are, and especially in recent years, they've been putting the prize bays as, important Beyblades in the anime. I don't get that. Why would you put Curse Satan in a random booster, Takara? You could have easily just done him as a starter like you did with the last one. Why? I just don't understand. It started with Ragnarok, now it's Satan. I'm hoping the next Valkyrie is not a random booster prize, otherwise I might just flip. But anyway, enough of my geekiness. Let's actually get to some comparisons, shall we? Let me turn my light on a little bit just so you guys can have better lighting. There we go. So for quick comparisons here, we're going to bring in the original Christ Satan, my apologies. So you guys can see how those two look. Again, this one's from 2017, this one is from 2020. So it took them that long to make an evolution. Yeah. But Anyhow, next comparison, we're going to bring in the stock combo version. Super Satan, so you guys can see how those two look together. Very, very nice. Next, we will bring in Brave Ragnarok, right there. You guys can see how those two size up together. Oh, geez, and the tip's a bit dirty on this one. Hold up. There you go, just gotta wipe it off on my pants there. So there we go. You have that. Next, we will bring in Glide Ragnarok, or Glide Rocktivore. So you guys can see how those two look together. Very, very nice. Nice to see Ragnarok and Satan back together here in their new forms. So there we go. Next, we will bring in Raid, or Rage Longinus Lunar. So there we go. So you can see how those two together. Very, very nice. Next, we will bring in Spear Dullahan. This poor sad sap keeps getting torn apart in all the box arts. So you can see how those two look together. Very, very nice. Next, we will bring in Super Hyperion H6, or just Super Hyperion for comparison. So you can see those two right there. Next, we will bring in King Helios, or Colossal Helios, as you may know him in Hasbro, because, of course, they had to change the name because King Kirbyus was already used, so, of course, they had to change the name. And instead, they changed it to Colossal with a K. Why Hasbro? Why would your stupid, dumb naming schemes? But there you go. Next, we will bring in Death Diabolos, which I'm still looking for Demise. I'm still not Demise. I'm still looking for Abyss Diabolos. Yeah, Demise Diabolos is the Hasbro name for this. Instead of because God forbid the kids can't hear the word death in their toy line, so we have to call it Demise instead of Death. But I can understand because But anyway, thanks Hasbro for just completely ruining the coolness factor of the bays somewhat. And then lastly, we're going to bring in our Japanese representatives here, that being the Japanese Super Hyperion. So you guys can see how this chunky boy looks next to skinny, lanky Tower Boy over here. Then lastly, we're going to bring in King Helios right there. The Japanese release of King Helios, I should say. So you can see how these chunky boys stack together. And now, with all that being said, that is going to be a wrap on this review. So that has been my review on Beyblade Burst Surge Speedstorm. Curse, Satan, or Satomb, S6. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell so that way you guys get notified for all my uploads. Later, Reed Squad, and have a good one.